Yeah, it sure is. It's about 6 kilometres long at the moment, snaking down the side of the Thames, all the way down past the Borough Markets now at London Bridge. Some people are getting through in about 10 hours, which is less, of course, than what was predicted. People were being warned to prepare for up to 30 hours. They're all pretty cheerful. They're sort of making friends. They're contemplating. We are now probably just 500 metres away from them actually getting into the entrance, so people are starting to quieten down a little bit and think about what might be ahead. I caught up with a couple of Australians, actually, Bev, who had been queuing for about 5 hours, Deborah and Peter Hatton. Let's have a listen.
It's very friendly. People are sharing foods and chocolates. There's a great deal of respect for the Queen. I think people are really feeling this unique moment in history.
And why did you want to come along?
Because we happen to be over at the UK at the moment, and we just felt this was something that we should do. It was the right thing to do. It was a very important moment, one that will never come again.
Yeah, Lisa, it's interesting to see how many people from different nations are queuing up for this, even though, you know, in some instances they weren't, the Queen wasn't a day-to-day presence for them. You were a correspondent there for so many years. What is your sense of how this transition is going to be for people there?
Yeah, I mean, I had met the Queen previously when I was younger. I'd been to some of the garden parties at Buckingham Palace. It's such a privilege as a reporter to be here in the Bureau, and so you got a real sense of just how widely she was loved and respected. So that transition is going to be interesting, whether people will feel the same way about King Charles, whether that is going to be something he has to earn from them in a sense. Certainly he does not have the popularity that his mother had, and I'm sure he is well aware of that. I think that is a case, Bev, we are only going to know as the days, weeks, months go on.
And Lisa, of course, King Charles has spent a number of days going right around the UK. He is now taking a day for reflection.
Yeah, it's not a day off though, but just a day away from the public glare. He's got those famous red boxes we know the monarchs use with the cabinet documents, the state papers that they have to go through as part of their duties. He's at his private residence of Highgrove, and he'll be speaking to world leaders as well on the phone, but just having a much quieter day after the last 5 days, which has been incredibly intense. Other royals are out and about today. The Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, are in Sandringham at the estate there in Norfolk, where they're looking at the floral tributes that have been laid to William's grandmother. And Princess Anne as well is again on the road talking to people. She has been, as always with her role, just one of the busiest royals, and grieving her own mother, of course, but still fulfilling those duties every day. It is going to build up again though, Bev, over the next couple of days, of course, as we head towards the funeral on Monday here in Britain.
Yeah, you talked about King Charles talking to new world leaders. Our Prime Minister is on his way to London as well. Will King Charles get a chance to meet many of the leaders who are coming to London for the funeral?
Yeah, that's the plan, certainly for Anthony Albanese. Just to give you an idea, the Westminster Abbey holds almost 2,500 spaces for people. There are 500 dignitaries and leaders who are coming along, presidents and royalty from Europe, but certainly the Australian Prime Minister will be speaking with King Charles at some stage and passing on the condolences from Australia. He's also going to be meeting with the British Prime Minister Liz Truss and the French Prime Minister, not the French Prime Minister, I'm sorry, the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who does speak French, of course. There's also going to be a function at Australia House on Sunday here. There'll be different events, no doubt, but then they're all gathering, of course, for what is going to be the biggest gathering of leaders like this for the funeral.
Yeah, extraordinary. Lisa, good to have you on. Thank you so much.